Ladies and gentlemen, the Alabama Senate will now come to order. Our prayer today will be led by Dr. Courtney Wynn Hamilton. Wynn is a member of the Alabama chapter of the Links Incorporated Greater Huntsville chapter.
Let us pray. Most gracious and heavenly Father, we come before you today in this historic chamber, grateful for the privilege to gather in the Senate of this state. We pause to acknowledge that before there were titles, parties, or positions, there was your sovereign hand guiding your people. Today we ask for your wisdom to rest upon every senator in this chamber. Grant them clarity of mind in moments of complexity, courage of heart in moments of pressure, and humility of spirit in moments of success. Lord, when debate grows intense, let respect prevail. When decisions feel heavy, let integrity guide. When differences arise, let a shared love for the people of this state be stronger than any division. Father, remind us that public service is a sacred trust. May every policy considered and every law enacted reflect justice, compassion, and a genuine concern for the least, the lost, and the overlooked. Bless the leadership of this Senate. Bless those who work behind the scenes, and bless the citizens who are represented here today. Help everyone to listen more than they speak, to seek to understand before assumption, and to remember that in this space, as leaders, they are stewards of a trust far greater than themselves. Lord, let this chamber be a place where wisdom rises above noise, where service rises above self-interest, and where your guidance is sought above all else. Direct all steps, guard all words, and establish the work of all hands. In your holy name that we pray, amen.
Amen. Thank you. Today, the pledge will be led by Patricia Robinson. Patricia is a member of the Selma chapter of the Links Incorporated.
Attention. Salute. Pledge.
All right, thank you. Secretary, call the roll.
Mr. Albritton, Mr. Allen, Mr. Barfoot, Mr. Beasley, Mr. Bell, Mr. Butler, Mr. Carnley, Mr. Chambliss, Mr. Chastain, Ms. Coleman, Ms. Coleman-Madison, Mr. Elliott, Ms. Figures, Mr. Gavan, Mr. Gudger, Mr. Hatcher, Mr. Hovey, Mr. Jones, Mr. Kelly, Mr. Kitchens, Mr. Livingston, Mr. Milson, Mr. Orr, Mr. Price, Mr. Roberts, Mr. Sessions, Mr. Shellnut, Mr. Singleton, Mr. Smitherman, Mr. Stewart, Mr. Stutz, Mr. Wagner, Ms. Weaver, Mr. Williams, Mr. Woods,
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have 27 senators present, which is a quorum. The Senate's ready to transact business. Senator Wagner.
Mr. President, move that we excuse absent senators.
All right, any objection? Hearing none, so ordered.
Mr. President,
Senator Wagner.
move that we dispense with the reading of the journal from the previous legislative day and that we adopt said journal.
All right, any objection? Hearing none, so ordered. Now move on to introduction of bills. Senator Kitchens.
Mr. President, I move that we allow for the introduction of bills throughout the day.
All right, any objection? Hearing none, so ordered.
Mr. President,
Senator Kitchens.
I move that we allow for the committee reports to be received throughout the day.
All right, any objection? Hearing none, so ordered. All right, while we're waiting on that, I want to recognize some special guests in the gallery. When I call your name, if you could please stand. The guest of Senator Hovey. We have the students from the Auburn University McWhorter School of Building Science. If y'all could please stand. Welcome to the Alabama Senate and War Eagle. Great to have you today.
Message from the House. Mr. President, the House of Representatives has originated and passed the following House bill and ordered same sent forthwith to the Senate without engrossment. House Bill number 460 by Representative Ream, a proposed constitutional amendment regarding Henry County, is referred to the Committee on Local Legislation. Signed, John Treadwell, Clerk.
Got another special guest in the gallery, the guest of Senator Barfoot. When I call your name, if you could please stand. Retired MPD Sergeant Martin Beeman, if you could please stand. Welcome to the Alabama Senate. Great to have you today. Appreciate your service.
Message from the House. Mr. President, the House of Representatives has originated and passed the following House bill and ordered same sent forthwith to the Senate without engrossment. House Bill number 457 by Representative Moore, P., a proposed constitutional amendment regarding Morgan County, is referred to the Committee on Local Legislation. Signed, John Treadwell, Clerk. Message from the House. Mr. President, the House of Representatives has originated and passed the following House bill and ordered same sent forthwith to the Senate without engrossment. House Bill number 467 by Representative Stubbs and others regarding the city of Tallahassee, with notice and proof, is referred to the Committee on Local Legislation. Signed, John Treadwell, Clerk. Message from the House. Mr. President, the House of Representatives has originated and passed the following House bill and ordered same sent forthwith to the Senate without engrossment. House Bill number 459 by Representative Ream regarding Henry County, with notice and proof, is referred to the Committee on Local Legislation. Signed, John Treadwell, Clerk. Message from the Governor. Senate confirmation number 73, appointing William Dunavant to the Athens State University Board of Trustees, is referred to the Committee on Confirmations. Message from the Governor. Senate confirmation number 74, appointing Rex Reynolds to the Athens State University Board of Trustees, is referred to the Committee on Confirmations. Message from the Governor. Senate confirmation number 75, appointing Steve Smith to the Alabama State Board of Public Accountancy, is referred to the Committee on Confirmations. Message from the Governor. Senate confirmation number 76, appointing George Pierce to the Alabama Ethics Commission, is referred to the Committee on Confirmations. Message from the Governor. Senate confirmation number 77, appointing Ronnie Stallworth to the University of South Alabama Board of Trustees, is referred to the Committee on Confirmations. Message from the Governor. Senate confirmation number 78, appointing Bobby Singleton to the Alabama State University Board of Trustees, is referred to the Committee on Confirmations. Message from the Governor. Senate confirmation number 79, appointing Patricia Ann Jones to the Alabama State University Board of Trustees, is referred to the Committee on Confirmations. Message from the Governor. Senate Confirmation Number 80, appointing Angela Starr to the Alabama State University Board of Trustees, is referred to the Committee on Confirmations. Message from the Governor. Senate Confirmation Number 81, appointing Nancy Sanford to the University of North Alabama Board of Trustees, is referred to the Committee on Confirmations. Message from the Governor. Senate Confirmation Number 82, appointing Marty Abrams to the University of North Alabama Board of Trustees, is referred to the Committee on Confirmations. Message from the Governor. Senate Confirmation Number 83, appointing Jim Page to the University of North Alabama Board of Trustees, is referred to the Committee on Confirmations. Message from the Governor. Senate Confirmation Number 84, appointing Nicholas J. Bolden to the Alabama Commission on Higher Education, is referred to the Committee on Confirmations. Message from the Governor. Senate Confirmation Number 85, appointing Jennifer Witt to the Alabama Commission on Higher Education, is referred to the Committee on Confirmations. Message from the Governor. Senate Confirmation Number 86, appointing James Dye to the Alabama Real Estate Commission, is referred to the Committee on Confirmations. Message from the Governor. Senate Confirmation Number 87, appointing Vaughn Stowe to the Alabama Real Estate Commission, is referred to the Committee on Confirmations. Message from the Governor. Senate Confirmation Number 88, appointing Sean Reeves to the Alabama Real Estate Commission, is referred to the Committee on Confirmations.
All right, this concludes House messages. Now move on to committee reports. Secretary, call the first committee.
From the Committee on County and Municipal Government, Senate Bill Number 298 receives a favorable report by vote of 6 ayes and 0 nays. From County and Municipal Government, Senate Bill Number 91 receives a favorable report with substitute by vote of 9 ayes and 0 nays.
These bills received a second reading and be placed on the calendar for next legislative day. Secretary, call the next committee.
From the Committee on Local Legislation, House Bill Number 297 receives a favorable report. From the Committee on Local Legislation, House Bill Number 365 receives a favorable report. From Local Legislation, House Bill Number 436 receives a favorable report.
These bills received a second reading and be placed on the calendar for next legislative day, and this concludes committee reports. Now move on to motions and resolutions. Senator Woods.
Mr. President, I have an SJR.
All right, Secretary, read and receive the SJR.
Senate Joint Resolution Number 54 by Senator Woods, urging the Congress of the United States to authorize a reliability report on Marine Highway 65 and the Water Resources Development Act of 2026.
Mr. President, move for immediate adoption.
All right, all those in favor say aye. Any opposed? Resolution's adopted. Thanks, Senator Woods.
Thank you.
Senator Livingston.
Mr. President, I have a resolution.
All right, Secretary, read and receive the resolution.
Send it to rules. Send it to rules.
All right, send that resolution to rules, please.
Mr. President, I have another resolution.
All right, Secretary, read and receive the resolution.
Thank you, Mr. President.
All right, Senator Wagner.
Mr. President, I have some resolutions from rules.
All right, Secretary, read and receive the resolutions from rules.
From the Committee on Rules, House Joint Resolution number 138 by Representative Keel honoring the Tharptown Baptist Church receives a favorable report.
Move adoption of the resolution.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution's adopted.
Have a resolution from rules.
All right, Secretary, read and receive the resolution from rules.
From the Committee on Rules, House Joint Resolution number 110, recognizing Tuskegee University Day, receives a favorable report.
Mr. President, move adoption of the resolution. Move adoption of the
All right,
resolution.
all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution's adopted.
Have a resolution from rules.
All right, Secretary, read and receive the resolution from rules.
From the Committee on Rules, House Joint Resolution number 92 by Representative Marcus commending Dr. Bradley Heim receives a favorable report.
Move adoption of the resolution.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution's adopted.
Mr. President, have a resolution.
All right, Secretary, read and receive the resolution.
From the Committee on Rules, House Joint Resolution number 128 by Representative Carnes honoring the 250th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence, committee amendment pending.
Mr. President, move adoption of the committee amendment.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The amendment's adopted.
Mr. President, move passage of the resolution as amended.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution's adopted.
Mr. President, I have a SJR.
All right, Secretary, read and receive the SJR.
I'd like for it to be read at length.
All right, and Secretary, read the SJR at length, please.
Members, I'd like for you to listen how well we have done in economic development this year in this SJR.
Senate Joint Resolution number 55 by Senator Wagner commending the state of Alabama on a record-breaking year for economic development. Whereas the state of Alabama has achieved an unprecedented level of economic success in 2025, marking the most significant year for industrial growth and capital investment in communities across the state. Whereas the Alabama Department of Commerce annual report lists 234 projects last year that combined for a total capital investment of $14.6 billion, along with 9,388 new job commitments, providing life-changing opportunities for Alabamians and strengthening the state's workforce. Whereas growth was seen in a wide array of business sectors, such as biosciences, technology, metals, and advanced materials, automotive and aerospace, forestry and wood products, and more. Whereas the year was highlighted by historic milestones, including the $6 billion pharmaceutical investment by Eli Lilly and Company in Huntsville and Limestone County, representing the largest initial investment in state history, and major expansions by ArcelorMittal, Owens Corning, and Georgia Pacific. Whereas ArcelorMittal is investing $1.2 billion to build a facility in Mobile County to produce a specialty electrical steel that is used in EV motors and other applications. The project will create more than 200 jobs. Whereas Owens Corning plans to open a $325 million state-of-the-art shingle manufacturing plant in Prattville that will add 89 jobs in Autauga County. Whereas Georgia Pacific plans to spend $800 million in Monroe County to modernize, expand, and streamline production capabilities at the company's Alabama River Cellulose Mill. The project will make the Purdue Hill facility the largest softwood pulp mill in the United States. Whereas the strategic implementation of initiatives such as Growing Alabama and SEED's Site Evaluation Economic Development Strategy has empowered both urban and rural counties, with rural areas alone attracting $2 billion in new investment and 2,011 job opportunities. Whereas Alabama is noted as a premier destination for global commerce, the report showed a total of $3.6 billion in foreign direct investment projects in 2025 that are set to create 2,274 new job opportunities. Whereas this record-breaking year reflects the tireless dedication of state and local leaders to create an environment that fosters innovation and prosperity for all residents of the state. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the legislature of Alabama, both houses thereof concurring, that we hereby commend and celebrate the state of Alabama on its impressive year for economic development and express our profound gratitude to the partners and industries that have chosen to invest in Alabama's future.
Mr. President,
Senator Wagner.
move adoption of the resolution.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution's adopted. All right, Senator Allen. All right, Secretary, read and receive the SJR.
Senate Joint Resolution Number 56, recognizing the 150th anniversary of the first telephone call and the founding of AT&T by Senator Allen.
Mr. President, I would like
Senator Allen.
to add all the senators to this resolution. And then, of course, this is an anniversary that took place 150 years ago, and I would like to add all the members to be a part of this anniversary.
All right, any objection? Hearing none, so ordered.
Mr. President, I would
right.
love to meet an adoption.
All right, all those in favor say aye. Any opposed? Resolution's adopted. Thanks, Senator Allen.
Mr. President,
Senator Smitherman.
if we had a place and time, may I have a moment of personal privilege?
Sure,
Thank you.
you're recognized.
Thank you. Today is this is our moments in Black history, and I'm going to start out with someone I think you may have known their name, but we're going to talk about some of the things that made them famous. W.E.B. Du Bois, William Edward Burchard, W.F.B. Du Bois, born 1868 to 1963, was a critic, edit, scholar, author, civil rights leader, and one of the most influential African Americans of the 19th and 20th century. His trailblazing approach to studying social studies and earned him the monikers, the father of social science. Du Bois was a founder of the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, the NAACP, and he served for 25 years as the editor-in-chief of the group's Crisis magazine. Our next person is Patricia Robert Harris. Harris was born in 1924 and lived until 1985. Was the first African-American woman to serve as U.S. ambassador, representing the nation's diplomatic interests in Luxembourg. The renowned lawyer, educator, and public administrator, also served as the secretary of two federal departments, the Department of Housing and Urban Development and the Department of Health and Human Services. Our next person in our moment of Black history is Langston Hughes. Hughes was born in 1902 to 1967, was one of the leading voices in the Harlem Renaissance. This African-American poet, novelist, playwright became one of the foremost interpreters of racial relations in the United States from the 1920s through the 1960s. Hughes published more than 35 books, and his influence is seen in the writings of authors from generations to the present. The next person is a famous poet, and I think many of you all have heard of her poems, and her name is Maya Angelou. Author, poet, actress, civil rights champion, Angelo was born in 1928 to 2014 and was one of the most dynamic voices in the 20th century American literature. Her book, titled I Know Why the Cage Birds Sing, an autobiography account of her childhood, gained wide acclaim for its vital depiction of African Americans' life in the South. She had a phrase that she used to say that I still listen very carefully to, and it's simply this. This is what came from Maya Angelou. When a person shows you who they are, believe them. And she is known for that. And this is on a personal note, I got a chance to hear her speak many of her profound writings and poems at the inauguration of President Clinton. I had a chance to hear her there. Thank you all very much. And these are our moments in Black history for the day. Thank you. Thank you, Mr.
Thank you,
President.
Senator Smitherman. All right, on motions and resolutions, Senator Carnley.
Yes, Mr. President, I have a resolution here.
All right, Secretary, read and receive the resolution.
Senate Joint Resolution number 57 by Senators Carnley and Chasteen recognizing the Dale County school system for breaking the state record with their report card score.
Yes, Mr. President, I'm speaking on behalf of my colleague who can't speak today. But we just want to take this opportunity to recognize the school system that we both share and their great work in education and receiving the highest score in the state of Alabama of any county system. And so would like to request immediate consideration with unanimous consent.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution's adopted.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thanks, Senator Carnley. All right, Senator Gudger.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have a resolution.
All right, Secretary, read and receive the resolution.
Senate Joint Resolution number 58 by Senator Gudger, extending the Alabama Rural Roadmap Initiative.
Oh, yeah.
Senator Gudger.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to make a motion for immediate consideration and a motion to add all the members as co-sponsors.
All right, any objection? Hearing none, so ordered. All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? Resolution's adopted.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thanks, Senator Gudger. All right, any other motions or resolutions? All right, now move on to local bills.
On page 45 of the calendar, Senate Bill number 301 by Senator Stewart regarding Perry County. BR pending.
Mr. President, I move the BRR using the, do we have a roll?
Long roll.
Long roll.
All right, Secretary, call the long roll.
Mr. Albritton. Mr. Allen. Mr. Barfoot. Mr. Beasley. Mr. Bell.
Aye.
Mr. Butler. Mr. Carnley. Mr. Chambliss.
Aye.
Mr. Chasteen. Ms. Coleman. Ms. Coleman Madison. Mr. Elliott. Ms. Figures. Mr. Gavan. Mr. Gudger. Mr. Hatcher. Mr. Hovey. Mr. Jones. Mr. Kelly. Mr. Kitchens. Mr. Livingston. Mr. Melson. Mr. Orr. Mr. Price. Mr. Roberts. Mr. Sessions. Mr. Shellnut. Mr. Singleton. Mr. Smotherman. Mr. Stewart. Mr. Stutz. Mr. Wagner. Ms. Weaver. Mr. Williams. Mr. Woods.
Twenty-nine zero. The BR is adopted. Secretary, call the bill.
On page 45 of the calendar, Senate Bill number 301 by Senator Stewart regarding Perry County.
Mr. President, I move final passage using the previous roll.
Any objection to using the previous roll? Hearing none, so ordered.
Mr. Albritton. Mr. Woods.
30 ayes, no nays. SB 301 receives its final passage. Secretary, call the next local bill.
On page 45 of the calendar, Senate Bill number 314 by Senator Orr regarding Morgan County. BR pending.
Mr. President, I move the BIR using the previous roll.
Any objection? Hearing none, so ordered.
Mr. Albritton. Mr. Woods.
30 ayes, no nays. The BR is adopted. Secretary, call the bill.
On page 45 of the calendar, Senate Bill number 314 by Senator Orr regarding Morgan County.
Mr. President, I move final passage using the previous roll.
Any objection? Hearing none, so ordered.
Mr. Albritton. Mr. Woods.
30 ayes, no nays. SB 314 receives its final passage. Secretary, call the next local bill.
On page 45 of the calendar, Senate Bill number 295 by Senators Barfoot and Hatcher regarding Montgomery County. BR pending.
Mr. President, I move the BR using the previous roll.
Any objection? Hearing none, so ordered.
Mr. Albritton. Mr. Woods.
30 ayes, no nays. The BR is adopted. Secretary, call the bill.
On page 45 of the calendar, Senate Bill number 295 by Senators Barfoot and Hatcher regarding Montgomery County.
Mr. President, I move final passage using the previous roll.
Any objection to the previous roll? Hearing none, so ordered.
Mr. Albritton. Mr. Woods.
30 ayes, no nays. SB 295 receives its final passage. Secretary, call the next local bill.
On page 45 of the calendar, Senate Bill number 312 by Senator Kitchens regarding Marshall County. BR pending.
Mr. President, I move the BR using the previous roll.
Any objection to previous roll? Hearing none, so ordered.
Mr. Albritton. Mr. Woods.
31 ayes, no nays. The BR is adopted. Secretary, call the bill.
On page 45 of the calendar, Senate Bill number 312 by Senator Kitchens regarding Marshall County.
Mr. President, I move final passage using previous roll.
Any objection? Hearing none, so ordered.
Mr. Albritton. Mr. Woods.
31 ayes, no nays. SB 312 receives its final passage. Secretary, call the next local bill.
On page 45 of the calendar, House Bill number 371 by Representative Paramore regarding Pike County, a proposed constitutional amendment. BR pending.
Mr. President, I move the BR using the previous roll.
Any objection? Hearing none, so ordered.
Mr. Albritton. Mr. Woods.
31 ayes, no nays. Secretary, call the bill.
On page 45 of the calendar, House Bill number 371 by Representative Paramore, a proposed constitutional amendment regarding Pike County.
Mr. President, I move final passage using previous rule.
Any objection? Hearing none, so ordered.
Mr. Albritton, Mr. Woods.
31 ayes, no nays. HB 371 receives its final passage.
Mr. President, I move certification using the previous rule.
Any objection? All right, hearing none, so ordered.
Mr. Albritton, Mr. Woods.
31 ayes, no nays. Certification resolution is adopted. Secretary, call the next local bill.
On page 46 of the calendar, House Bill number 386 by Representative Ingram and others regarding Elmore County. BR pending.
Mr. President, I move BR using the previous rule.
Any objection? Hearing none, so ordered.
Mr. Albritton, Mr. Woods.
31 ayes, no nays. BR is adopted. Secretary, call the bill.
On page 46 of the calendar, House Bill number 386 by Representative Ingram and others regarding Elmore County.
Mr. President, I move final passage using previous rule.
Any objection? Hearing none, so ordered.
Mr. Albritton, Mr. Woods.
31 ayes, no nays. HB 386 receives its final passage. Secretary, call the next local bill.
On page 46 of the calendar, House Bill number 330 by Representative Butler regarding Etowah County. BR pending.
Mr. President, I move BR using the previous rule.
Any objection? Hearing none, so ordered.
Mr. Albritton, Mr. Woods.
31 ayes, no nays. BR is adopted. Secretary, call the bill.
On page 46 of the calendar, House Bill number 330 by Representative Butler regarding Etowah County.
Mr. President, I move final passage using the previous rule.
Any objection to previous roll? Hearing none, so ordered.
Mr. Albritton, Mr. Woods.
31 ayes, no nays. HB 330 receives its final passage. Secretary, call the next local bill.
On page 46 of the calendar, House Bill number 337 by Representatives Witt and others, a proposed constitutional amendment regarding Madison County. BR pending.
Mr. President, I move BR using the previous rule.
Any objection? Hearing none, so ordered.
Mr. Albritton, Mr. Woods.
31 ayes, no nays. The BR is adopted. Secretary, call the bill.
On page 46 of the calendar, House Bill number 337 by Representatives Witt and others, a proposed constitutional amendment regarding Madison County.
Mr. President, I move to carry this bill over.
All right. Any objection to carrying this bill over? All right. The bill is carried over. Secretary, call the next local bill.
On page 46 of the calendar, House Bill number 409 by Representative Bedsole and Pascal regarding the City of Alabaster. BR pending.
Mr. President, I move BR using the previous rule.
Any objection to previous roll? Hearing none, so ordered.
Mr. Albritton, Mr. Woods.
31 ayes, no nays. The BR is adopted. Secretary, call the bill.
On page 46 of the calendar, House Bill number 409 by Representatives Bedsole and Pascal regarding the City of Alabaster.
Mr. President, I move final passage using the previous rule.
Any objection? Hearing none, so ordered.
Mr. Albritton, Mr. Woods.
31 ayes, no nays. HB 409 receives its final passage. Secretary, call the next local bill.
On page 46 of the calendar, House Bill number 408 by Representatives Bedsole and Pascal regarding Shelby County. BR pending.
Mr. President, I move BR using the previous rule.
Any objection? Hearing none, so ordered.
Mr. Albritton, Mr. Woods.
31 ayes, no nays. BR is adopted. Secretary, call the bill.
On page 46 of the calendar, House Bill number 408 by Representative Bedsole and Pascal regarding Shelby County.
Mr. President, I move final passage using the previous rule.
Any objection? Hearing none, so ordered.
Mr. Albritton, Mr. Woods.
31 ayes, no nays. HB 408 receives its final passage. Secretary, call the next local bill. How you doing, man?
On page 47 of the calendar, Senate Bill number 299 by Senator Beasley regarding Barber County. BR pending.
Mr. President, I move the BR using the previous rule.
Any objection? Hearing none, so ordered.
Mr. Albritton, Mr. Woods.
31 ayes, no nays. BR is adopted. Secretary, call the bill.
On page 47 of the calendar, Senate Bill number 299 by Senator Beasley regarding Barber County.
Mr. President, I move final passage using previous roll.
Any objection? Hearing none, so ordered.
Mr. Albritton, Mr. Woods.
31 ayes, no nays. SB 299 receives its final passage. Secretary, call the next bill.
On page 47 of the calendar, House Bill number 416 by Representative Robertson regarding Claiborne County. BR pending.
Mr. President, I move BR using previous roll.
Any objection? Hearing none, so ordered.
Mr. Albritton, Mr. Woods.
31 ayes, no nays. The BR is adopted. Secretary, call the bill.
On page 47 of the calendar, House Bill number 416 by Representative Robertson regarding Claiborne County.
Mr. President, I move final passage using previous roll.
Any objection?
Mr. Albritton, Mr. Woods.
31 ayes, no nays. HB 416 receives its third reading. Secretary, call the next local bill.
On page 47 of the calendar, House Bill number 421 by Representative Yarborough, a proposed constitutional amendment regarding Lawrence County. BR pending.
Mr. President, I move the BR using the previous roll.
Any objection? Hearing none, so ordered.
Mr. Albritton, Mr. Woods.
31 ayes, no nays. The BR is adopted. Secretary, call the bill.
On page 47 of the calendar, House Bill number 421 by Representative Yarborough, a proposed constitutional amendment regarding Lawrence County.
Mr. President, I move final passage using previous roll.
Any objection? Hearing none, so ordered.
Mr. Albritton, Mr. Woods.
31 ayes, no nays. HB 421 receives its third reading.
Mr. President, I move certification using the previous roll.
Any objection? Hearing none, so ordered.
Mr. Albritton, Mr. Woods.
31 ayes, no nays. Certification resolution is adopted.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Senator Chambliss.
Mr. President,
Senator Wagner.
I'd like permission to introduce a resolution out of rules, out of order.
Any objection? All right, desk, read and receive the resolution.
From the Committee on Rules, House Joint Resolution number 159, congratulating the McGill-Tulane Catholic High School volleyball team, receives a favorable report.
Mr. President, move adoption of the resolution.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. The resolution is adopted.
Mr. President,
Senator Wagner.
I have a report from the Committee on Rules.
Desk, read and receive the resolution.
From the Committee on Rules, Senate Resolution number 59, Special Order Calendar. Be it resolved by the Senate of the Legislature of Alabama that immediately upon the adoption of this resolution, the following business in the order set forth below shall be the special and paramount order of business for the 15th legislative day, taking precedence over the regular order of business or any pending or unfinished business. On page 28, Senate Bill number 240 by Senator Barfoot regarding parole. On page 36, Senate Bill 201 by Senator Gavan and others regarding K-12 education. On page 12, Senate Bill 233 by Senator Bell regarding crimes and offenses. On page 43, Senate Bill 274 by Senator Weaver and others regarding the Board of Cosmetology and Barbering. On page 43, Senate Bill number 282 by Senator Singleton regarding manufactured homes. On page 16, Senate Bill number 227 by Senator Elliott regarding the Office of Occupational and Professional Licensing. On page 44, Senate Bill 277 by Senator Bell regarding nonprofit associations. On page 22, Senate Bill 182 by Senator Coleman regarding the Advanced Technology and Data Exchange Fund. On page 21, Senate Bill 222 by Senator Allen regarding motor vehicles. On page 27, Senate Bill 106 by Senator Butler and others regarding jury service. On page 11, Senate Bill number 87 by Senator Albritton regarding civil procedure. On page 37, Senate Bill 216 by Senator Carnley regarding the state military. And on page 39, Senate Bill 273 by Senator Orr regarding crimes and offenses.
Mr. President,
Senator Wagner.
move that we adopt the report from the Committee on Rules using the short roll call.
Any objection to the short roll? All right. Hearing none, so ordered. The motion is adopted.
Mr. Albritton, Mr. Woods.
31 ayes, no nays. Motion is adopted. Secretary called the first bill on the special order calendar.
On page 28 of the calendar, Senate Bill number 240 by Senator Barfoot regarding parole. BR pending.
Mr. President, I'd move for adoption of the BR using previous rule, and then I'm going to have some comments, and I think I'm going to ask the body to carry it over. But my motion at this point in time is to adopt the BR using previous rule.
Any objection? All right, hearing none, so ordered.
Strawbridge. Mr. Woods.
31 ayes, no nays. The BR is adopted. Secretary called the bill.
On page 28 of the calendar, Senate Bill number 240 by Senator Barfoot regarding paroles.
Senator Barfoot.
Thank you, Mr. President. Members, this is a bill that we've seen several years in a row. It is an effort to make sure that the Pardons and Parole Board has all the information that they need whenever they are reviewing somebody's request or petition to be paroled early. That information includes the ability to see, hear, and ask questions of that inmate that's up for parole, as well as any victim that might want to speak. As you know, members, we've had some conversations. The pardons and parole hearings sometimes last only a very short period of time, and individuals from around the state, from the victim and the victim's family side of the equation, are having to travel great distances, be here for several hours only to speak for a couple of minutes. This is a bill that would allow the board to consider those comments by the victim family, as well as the inmate, to be done by virtual, either by telephone or by some type of Zoom methodology. We're working on an amendment at this point, and so unless my colleague across the way has something he wants to say, I'd make a motion to carry this bill over to the call of the chair.
I would like to be recognized.
All right, you're recognized.
Okay. Senator, the presently is the option available for the inmate to come in person at these scheduled hearings now? Is that option available to that inmate now?
As of right now, it is not available, and maybe to your point, I've said this before. I believe it's important when we're in the courtroom, for instance, and before a judge pronounces a sentencing, the judge will say, "Do you have anything to say before the sentence of law is imposed upon you?" And that defendant is given an opportunity. And that's an important piece of that puzzle. Of course, that's already happened in this situation, but for that judge to hear what that defendant has to say. And I think it's also important in the context of a pardon and parole hearing for those three members not to only look at documents that have been presented to them and to look at what's happened while that inmate's been in DOC custody, but to hear something directly from that inmate. Because what that inmate says, how that inmate may answer those questions may help that inmate, or it may be that the parole board says to that individual, "You just haven't learned what you need to have learned, and we're not going to let you out." The flip side of that is that I think the victims' voices are certainly important. As I said earlier, victims travel from all over the state, and victims' families, and sometimes it's difficult, and sometimes they don't get that option. Because it takes so long to get there. And so from this standpoint, it gives also the victim's family, the ability to join that hearing and have their voice heard by the parole board.
Now, in this kind of situation, first of all, let me say this. I think that is a good approach that you're trying to take in the bill, in that with them not having the opportunity to do that presently, it's almost like a grand jury all over again for them, because all the information is presented one-sidedly, and they don't have an opportunity to either question or present the other side, because as you were just saying, they are denied the opportunity to come live. And there's no opportunity to have Zoom. I use Zoom. Now, let me ask this. Will the parole officers, the board, will they have an opportunity to question the person that's on Zoom, the inmate. You know, and you understand what I'm saying, versus like an opening statement or closing argument, since you say courtroom, argument where it's not a questions asked, you're just up speaking, saying what you were saying. In this scenario, will the board members, parole board members, be like when the person gets up and say what they're gonna say? Then are they?
The inmate you're speaking of.
Yeah, the inmate. Then after the inmate gets through, can the pardon parole board be able to ask them questions per Zoom?
Yes, sir. They
Okay.
can, because I think that's an important.
I do too. That's why I'm asking.
Right.
Yeah. And I said that because I'll give you an example. Their report may show that they you know, how you look and see were they a model inmate. And then their report might show that they were in an altercation. Okay, now you got the pardon and parole board looking at someone that said, okay, yeah, they were okay here, but now look at that. It's pardon parole, it's an altercation. Now, with what you're trying to get set up, that person can then explain the altercation. And it could very well be a situation where the person that's trying to get parole, they actually got jumped on. They didn't start a fight. They didn't, these guys decided they're gonna jump them. So yes, that would mean they was in an altercation, but they didn't initiate it. They had nothing, there was nothing whatsoever. So I just took that scenario to say that under that scenario, then it'd be critical. Because all that the pardon and parole board is gonna have is the other side saying that, I don't mean the folks, but whoever the prosecutor, whoever that is, they're gonna say, well, they were in an altercation. 9 times out of 10, you always got one that will. But they're not gonna say, oh, by the way, and explain the altercation into the favor of the inmate. I'm not saying they're gonna do anything, the other way, but they're gonna say because they're supposed to have their representation and this is who I represent. So I think that is a very good move. It's long overdue. That's I can tell you. This is 2026. This is long overdue. But it took COVID for us to understand the value of Zoom and the convenience of Zoom. And I bet you there are plenty of businesses that have been able to cut tremendously on their travel budget for meetings and things. I can see that. So
well, it certainly allows more individuals who have a vested interest and stake of the outcome of that to present their side, be it the victim or the inmate, and it allows those decision makers, the Board of Pardons and Parole, to gather more information from those who have been or will be affected by the decision they're going to make. So more information is better, and I think it's a great bill, and I appreciate your support on that.
Now, the amendment, what is the amendment about? Now, if you don't want to talk about it right now, I'm not going to put you on the spot until you get it. I just thought I'd tell you that now. So that's you make that decision, but I would like to know somewhere down the line what it does.
I think Senator Singleton is going to have an amendment that he's going to offer that's been worked on.
Okay.
And we're just kind of waiting until he gets here to verify, so he can have an opportunity to look through that. In essence, the amendment itself simply, we want to make sure from a technical side of the equation that both pardons and paroles and DOC are able to accommodate the bill that we have here. Okay. And I think that's fairly simple, honestly. Yeah. I've heard some pushback in the past. I don't believe that's legitimate pushback as far as a technical side of the equation, because it's pretty simple. You can get on your phone right now and get on a Zoom meeting. So I don't understand why there's concern about the technical side, but we certainly want to address that. We won't want to make sure that we frustrate what we're trying to do. So I think that's his amendment, and it's going to try to address that. And I am, as I understand the amendment, supportive of that. When he gets here, when he gets an opportunity to review that, and we'll hopefully be able to put that back on today.
Well, it must be some difficult, he's on the prison oversight committee. And so it must be, let me just tell you what I imagine. I imagine that, I'm trying to think of some place, I'm just gonna say this, it may not be this way. You know, when you go down to the Y, and then you're back there in the men's locker room, and you can't get a signal on the phone. Is it like that in some place at you know what I'm saying?
I think you may know more about that amendment. I think good thinking, though. Yes, I understand that's correct, because that if what we don't want to do is to have, if there is some technical glitch, to hold up hearings for the rest of the day in order to try to fix that glitch. So we don't want there to be a backup because of some technical glitch. Now, I will say this. If there is a whole lot of technical glitches that come out, then I put my thinking cap on and I say, wait a minute, that may be somebody just trying to frustrate the ability to have these hearings. I don't want that either.
Yeah.
So we'll be watching.
Yeah, and I think what they probably have to do is that, in some of these communities, I'm just using my own words, they have what is called super internet. Might go at speeds of 500 miles. Like I guess 5G, whatever it is. I think that some of our facilities may not have that actual equipment to do it from that perspective, to beam it from wherever else it's supposed to be. And one of the things I found out, it's just like with when you're sending people messages. Everybody's not set up in Word. Some people is called PDFs. Some people you have to send it to them in PDFs. And so I think all of that kind of stuff right there too, it's probably got to get laid out to where everybody's on a central, whatever that is, that you can hear it if you in West Jefferson, and if it's in Atmo, and you may need both them people there on it, then in that network, and it probably has to be a secured network too, as well. So I could see that being a situation.
And I think, Senator, part of the other amendment would be just simply a delay instead of an October deadline, maybe that we move it on a couple of months down the road to where that technical aspect could be corrected. But if you don't have any, if you don't have any opposition, certainly we can come back. But I would like to be able to carry it over to the call of the chair. And
I'm agreeing with that. I want to say one thing before you do that. This is a moment of confession. I'm up here at this mic at this moment in time because of what you just said. I got a senator that's trying to get back. Okay, actually I had to go to the doctor, with his present situation, but it's here in town, and he want to make sure that not just Yobi, he's got a bill on that himself, and he wants to be able to participate, trying to hustle to get back. So that's why I'm just telling you, I'm confessing to you. That's why I'm up here talking. I don't have no problem with the bill. I just tell you that. That's what I thought I'd tell you. I ain't got no. If that wasn't the case, I would be probably there instead of here at this day and moment. So I thought I would tell you that part right there. You see what I'm doing. So I'm yielding back to you, and you take care of that, and then I'm gonna talk a little bit on the next one, a little bit until we kind of get in that fast lane, and then boom.
Very good.
Yeah, run on out of here.
Thank you, Senator.
Yes, sir.
Mr. President, with that, I'd move to carry the bill over using previous.
Call the chair. You want to call the chair?
Excuse me, carry it over to call the chair.
Call the chair.
Thank you for that. Thank you.
Any objection? All right, hearing none, the bill is carried over to the call of the chair. Thank you, Senator Barfoot. Secretary, call the next bill on the special order calendar.
On page 36 of the calendar, Senate Bill number 201 by Senator Gavan and others regarding K through 12 education.
Senator
Bill
Gavan.
pending.
Mr. President, I would move the BIR using previous row without objection.
Any objection? Hearing none, so ordered.
Mr. Albritton. Mr. Woods.
32 ayes, no nays. The BR is adopted. Secretary, call the bill.
On page 36 of the calendar, Senate Bill number 201 by Senator Gavan and others regarding K through 12 education. Committee amendment pending.
Senator Gavan.
Mr. President, this was amendment that was offered by the education community. It's kind of worked out between the Department of War and the education community. If there's no questions, I would move for adoption of the amendment using previous row.
Any objection? All right. Senator,
Would you
recognized.
explain that amendment?
Well, so the purpose of the bill, we're going back to the bill, is to allow homeschoolers to have the option to do junior ROTC programs and not be limited, for instance, just to their school zone. What we can have sometimes, and this would extend beyond them, but you may have a kid that wants to go in naval ROTC, and that's offered on one side of town, but not offered on the other side of town. And so this would allow them to go anywhere within the school system to do that specific brand of military that they want to do. And not be tied to their home school system, or I say home school system, whatever they're zoned for, whatever district they're zoned for. And the amendments, let's see, I got to match them up myself. So the first thing that is that the school boards wanted to push back to where this did not begin until the 26-27 school season. That was the first part of the amendment. So they were pushing it back. And then the second one, so what they wanted to add in is that the homeschool student would have to enroll as a non-traditional public school student. So they'd have control over these kids at some level by them enrolling.
That might be recognized.
Senator Spenderman, you're recognized.
Okay, that's why I was standing up here. You hit that's a trifecta. I got superintendents, and not about your bill, but this was about kids who were homeschooled, were coming to the school, and whatever that extracurricular thing that they couldn't get or something. You know, it's the same principle. Is that they said, look, the biggest problem they got is that those kids come there, and because they are not, then they doing everything they want to do, not all of them, everything they want to do to come to class, half the class don't come in when they want to and leave out and sit outside in the car and talk to buddies who's there in the evening, you know, because they there because mama making me come or dad making me come, and the school can't discipline them, can't control them because they have just what you just said. That's why you got that amendment. I got the same pushback from my superintendents. And in fact, not just my superintendent. I'm looking at my colleagues from close to me. I mean, I got a call from the Shelby County superintendent. See what I mean? Mm-hmm. Not just the superintendents in there. I mean, of course, he called me because we graduated from the same school, college. So, I knew him. And he knew I was here, so he said, look, and he explained the whole situation. So that is good. So does that mean that if they go to the one across town,
they would have to enroll in that school?
Okay.
Or as a non-traditional student.
Okay. Does it say, and be governed by the rules thereof in that amendment? Because it might be good to say, unless you are, have we voted on the amendment yet?
No, we have not.
Well, why don't we put something like that in there? Governed by the rules thereof. That's you and me talking as legal eagle. Yeah, the rules thereof.
Well, as the chairman of the education committee referred to, I think the five families of the education have came up with this amendment. So
okay.
I do think it works.
You think it's going to take care of what I was saying?
Yes, sir.
All right,
I don't know if I'm sure there is a House corollary, but I haven't heard about a House bill, that's running parallel to this one. So I think this is the one that's got traction, if you will.
Let me ask you this: does it give the school system an option to enroll them, or do they have to enroll them?
No, they would have to enroll them, but they would have, again, this is limited to. Let me see. I need to clarify what we're talking about. We're talking about, let me go again, excuse me, go back and make sure I'm.
Junior Reserve
quoting it
Officer.
Right.
Training.
So this would allow homeschool and private school students who reside within the attendance zone and are dependents. I think this is important. Dependents of, let me make sure I don't skip a word. Yep, active duty military parents performing covered military service. So this isn't all homeschool kids, okay?
Okay.
This is, you're coming from another state. You're coming, this is part of us trying to be a military-friendly state. You're coming in here from another state, your kids are in private school, your kids are homeschool, then if you're here on a bona fide change in duty station, then you would be able to take advantage of this. So if you come in you get transferred to Redstone Arsenal on a legitimate, transfer, and you're living in Columbia High School, but the program you need, and I'm making this up, because
I
don't know
understand.
which one's which, is at Huntsville High School, then you would be able to have your child enrolled as a non-traditional student in Huntsville High School to get that particular JROTC program.
All right, now let me ask you this. Let me ask you this one. Take this scenario, and I know there's some other means other than this, but like you just said, I'm gonna use this analysis. Here's a situation where we got someone who's at home schooling. They gone to the Choice Act and got the money. Got the money. Did what they want to do with it with the homeschooling. Why should that student that we gonna pass this bill, here's why I said we gonna pass it. Why should that student have the opportunity to go to this JROTC program and not pay some money? Don't be saying, I don't mean you, but I had in a conversation I would have with anybody, I said, don't be saying, well, it's taxpayer money. They took their taxpayer money out and did something else with it. The choice money, that's the amount. They took it with it. But now we want to okay to them go to this public school that they ain't put a dime into because they took their money out and did something else with it. Why should they have opportunity to mooch on the citizens who taxpayer money is paying for that school and who is, and who is there at that school? Why should they have that opportunity unless they put some skin in the game, put some money? Why should that be the case?
So one thing is military based, and it's ROT, and how much money they get from the federal government, I couldn't tell you, but part of it's because they're military based, and a lot of these kids aren't going to qualify for it. Now, over time, and I don't know exactly how this works, but my understanding is the income limits come off of it later. Of course, I'm sure a lot of the enlisted people would qualify, but the officers, and I guess maybe I'm thinking more of that because we don't have that as many enlisted people as you would typically have in our community because it's more officer driven. But in any event, the officers I would not think would be eligible, but at some point in time, those income limits come off.
Wait a minute.
And I don't know, what I'm not clear on is the priority at that point in time.
You know what concerns me? And I'm going to just say this. And I want everybody to hear this because I need y'all to be on board with what I'm thinking. It hasn't gotten here yet, so I ain't crying wolf because it ain't here yet. But I already see it, and that concerns me. Is that this is fine right here? You justified that to the T, military. What we're trying to do, even what we're trying to do for the military and people in the military. That's one of our focus as a state, to be friendly, military friendly. My concern is that you're going to have somebody who wants them to be a part of the soccer program and got nothing to do with military, just a homeschool child. And you're going to open it up like this. That ain't right. Because if they want to be a part of that team, they should be a part of that school. That's all. That's my point I'm saying. And I see that this is opening up a door that a lot of folks gonna try to come through. I know two people downstairs. They've been pushing it. You know, one of them is a female representative. They've been pushing this concept for the last 5 years. And I'm mighty
Now, would it
afraid.
be okay if they played basketball, Coach?
Say what now?
Would it be okay if they wanted to play basketball, Coach?
No, they have to come on in the Choice Act and register. Get the money and then come register. You know, then, so I don't mind them moving, but they got to come on into the house. They can't stay outside the house and come in and just play at playtime. They got to come on in there the whole time.
This did start out much broader as it was introduced to me, and I was like, hold on.
You saying what I'm saying?
We got to limit this to military families.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
can sell that, but I couldn't sell across the board.
Well, I thank you. I appreciate that. And now you see what I'm saying, because you saw it before I even brought it up. You saw it. That's why you said what you're saying. And I don't want us to do that. I don't want that to happen. I don't want that to happen. So, and I'm kind of saying this for all, for that crowd that you had a conversation you had with. I guess I'm just trying to say amen to what you said. Whatever it was. Amen. We can't do that. That's just not the right thing to do. If they want to have a homeschool league, fine. That's fine. They want to play, play unhomeschooled.
But a private
kids.
school's already been split off.
That's what I'm saying. We have a homeschool league. I'd be surprised. I bet that homeschool league might beat everybody.
That's pretty good when at Lindsay Lane, or they used to be.
Oh, yeah. Well, who was that? Tim Tebow? He was homeschooled, wasn't he?
He was.
Yeah. You look at him. He ended up being a Heisman Trophy winner. Yes. Well, Senator, I'm going to pass it back to you and let you go on and do. So, I want to tell Senator, I told him, I said, if I can get a treat like that, I said, that might be very relaxing. One of them senators over said, I don't know now, because all that sugar, you might get wrapped up. I said, no. I said, you might get wrapped up.
Diet drink there, Senator.
But I'm going to yield it back to you, and I'm with you. So carry on, Senator.
Senator Gavan.
At this point, I would move adoption of the amendment using previous role.
Any objection? All right, hearing none, so ordered.
Mr. Albritton. Mr. Woods.
32 ayes, no nays. The committee amendment is adopted. Secretary, call the bill. We're on the bill now.
So at this time, I'd move for final passage as amended using previous role without objection.
Any objection to the previous roll? Hearing none, so ordered.
Mr. Albritton. Mr. Woods.
32 ayes, no nays. SB 201 receives its third reading. Thank you, Senator Gavan.
Thank you. Thank you all.
All right, Secretary, call the next bill on the special order calendar.
On page 12 of the calendar, Senate Bill number 233 by Senator Bell regarding crimes and offenses. BR pending.
Senator Bell, you're recognized.
Y'all got that one passed a little quicker than I thought.
It's going to be quicker than that. Watch this. Watch this. You're going to be shocked.
Mr. President, this is the attempting to elude bill. Been a lot of hard work put into it, and I appreciate all the parties. I know we've gone, Senator Gavan. Look, you done got him spooked. He's forgetting what he's supposed to be doing.
No, you can't spook him now.
We're going to make a motion to make a motion to adopt the BR.
All right, any objection to using the previous roll? Hearing none, so ordered.
Okay.
Mr. Albritton. Mr. Woods.
32 ayes, no nays. The BR is adopted. Secretary, call the bill.
On page 12 of the calendar, Senate Bill number 233 by Senator Bell regarding crimes and offenses.
All right,
Committee amendment pending.
Move to table the committee amendment and no objection, previous roll.
All right, any objection? Hearing none, so ordered. Committee amendment is tabled. Now we're on the bill.
All right. Now, Mr. President, I ask to turn it over to Senator Gavan for.
All right, Senator Gavan, you recognize.
Thank you, sir. So I do have an amendment.
Desk, read and receive the amendment.
Amendment to Senate Bill number 233 by Senator Gavan. Replace lines 68 through 70 on page 3 with the following. Replace lines 118 through 123 on page 5 with the following.
All right, the amendment fits.
Thank you. So what this does is it basically carves out and does not make it a felony if you just flee by foot. If you flee by vehicle, it would be. That's something we talked about at judiciary. And so if there's no questions, I would move for adoption of the amendment using previous roll.
Any objection to previous roll? All right, hearing none, desk, call the short roll.
Mr. Albritton, Mr. Woods,
34 ayes, no nays. The Senator Gavan amendment's adopted.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Senator Gavan. Senator Bell?
I have an amendment.
All right, desk, read and receive the amendment.
Amendment to Senate Bill 233 by Senator Bell. Replace lines 104 on page 4 with the following. Replace line 110 on page 4 with the following.
Mr. President.
All right, the amendment fits.
What this bill does, on the second offense, it moves it to a 5-year look back. And then on the third offense, it moves it to a 7-year look back instead of the 10-year that was in the bill. So we've negotiated that and ask we adopt that. Previous row, no objections.
Any objection? All right, hearing none, so ordered.
Mr. Albritton, Mr. Woods,
34 ayes, no nays. The Senator Bell amendment's adopted.
Mr. President.
Senator Bell?
Motion we adopt the bill as amended. Unanimous, or previous row, no objection.
Any objection to previous roll? Hearing none, so ordered.
Mr. Albritton, Mr. Woods,
34 ayes, no nays. SB 233 receives its third reading. Thank you, Senator Bell. Secretary, call the next bill on the special order calendar.
Page 43 of the calendar, Senate Bill number 274 by Senator Weaver and others regarding the Board of Cosmetology and Barbering.
Senator Weaver.
Pending.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to move adoption of the BIR using previous roll. No objection.
Senator Smitherman.
I'd like to be recognized.
You're recognized.
Senator, I don't normally make announcements like this or requests, but you just happened to be coming to when I looked down and I saw she coming up, because I looked for you when I walked in here, and I didn't see you. You know, when I walked in, I didn't say you wasn't in here. I said I didn't see you. So I wanna have a chance to meet with you in the morning.
I'm sorry?
Okay.
What did you say? I'm sorry.
I want to meet with you in the morning. Get on your calendar.
Okay.
Okay. I want to discuss some legislation.
Okay. As soon as I get done with this, we can talk right back there if you want to.
Okay, we can. There ain't no problem. But that's the only reason I waited up here so I can say that. And then I was going to ask you about this particular board, and I just tell you why. When I first got in the legislature, I was on Sunset. In fact, I was on Sunset with the representative. What is his name that made the music, played the guitar, he had the CDs. Anybody around here that long enough? Butler, when you here with me back then, he from up in Sulligent, up in that area. No, not Bobby. No, it's representative. He was chairman of Sunset for a long time. Huh? Yeah. And he was it's not Richardson. It's a senator that played the guitar. This one played the guitar. He had CDs. He even brought and gave us CDs. Yeah, it was Bobby something. It was. I can't remember. But the reason I said that, Senator, is because of back then I was on, No, it's he's not in here any longer. He been here a long time. But he played the guitar. I mean, he actually made CDs. You know, yeah. He was a
Before my
legislator.
time, I guess.
Yeah. Not Bobby Jen. Not Jen. But the whole thing was that back then we had some things to try to work through with cosmetology and we were trying to get barbering online, you know, and kind of structured. So now that I see this, I'm just curious as to what is it that we trying to do with them. Can you tell me what this bill is supposed to do?
I know that this bill is very important to you.
To me, it is.
It's
If
all
you
about-
said it, it probably is.
It's all about makeup and hair.
Okay. Now I'm gonna show. Now that was a good one. That was a good one. You get an A for that. I'm giving out grades. You get an A for that. But now you know what? I will tell you this is that in conjunction with what you were saying, that on the surface, that was a good one. On the surface. Now, underneath the surface, let me tell you what my concern, not with your bill, since we said that statement, is that I am a supporter, and I actually sponsored a bill and plan on sponsoring another one dealing with the Crown Act, okay? And the Crown Act is just simply saying if you have hair that you can wear natural, you wear your hair natural. You gotta be neat, fixed up, but you can wear it natural. You know, just like other styles other people wear, that's a natural wear. And I mean, if you had a chance to see City Council of Birmingham, you'll see my daughter on I just said today, I'm picking this out. Her hair, similar style that you got, okay? Similar length, similar style. If you had a chance to see her Friday, when she put on the citywide, it's called You Speak, where they had a talent performance from schools all in the city of Birmingham, in Jefferson County, and surrounding areas all came together for different expressions of talent, from dancing to singing.
I saw her on the news.
So on the news.
I did.
Then,
I saw
okay, if you see that clipping back, then she's gonna have her hair done in a natural way. Okay, so my point is that's why I support the Crown Act. Now, if somebody just got a definitive that they just have a bias against folks who braid their hair, they're gonna find every excuse in the world. Say, oh, something wrong with that, but it's not. It's just a special, natural expression of how, you know, they want to wear their hair. Of course, certain jobs would dictate how you have to wear your hair. You know, I mean, you got people on TV, anchor people, and everything else, naturally, that'll be a certain dress, you know, and whatnot. But in the general form of work, coming to work, just like coming here, instead of you work as a staff, there's nothing wrong with wearing your hair if that's the way your style of your hair is. So I just had to say that I do have a definitively concern and support for that, but not the third question.
Hey, let me just explain what this bill does.
Okay, I want to tell you my last little part.
Okay.
See, wearing a helmet a lot, you know, when I was playing football, and you working, because I worked in a steel plant where you pulled iron, so you had to wear this, is that it will start, like about word, wear your hair right here getting thin. So look here, different people get influenced by different things on TV. You know what my influence was?
What's that?
It was Kojak. It was Kojak. I said, if in my hair started coming out, I'm gonna be the second coming of Kojak. All of us got to go. All of it. So, in fact, a few of them tried to pop up over the weekend. I was in the mirror this morning, making sure they were gone. Making sure they were gone. So, but that's a good one you said once again. I give you credit for that. Go right on. Please tell me, though, about the
Okay,
bill.
so this is for special events. So, you have daughters, so sometimes they'll have beauty pageants and people will come in and put makeup on the girls, and maybe there's a wedding, they'll do makeup. So this would exempt those makeup artists from requiring the 1,000 hours of training that the Cosmetology Board. Now, the only thing we're talking about with the makeup application is applying cosmetics to the skin, powder, foundation, rouge, eyeshadow, eyeliner, mascara, and lipstick. That's all. And if they're only just putting makeup on like that, it would keep them from being under the requirement of that 1,000 hours of the cosmetology. But we're just talking about just makeup, nothing else. The other thing that this bill does is there are trends now called blow dry bars, where you just wash your hair and you blow dry your hair. Not cutting, not putting any kind of chemicals on, any of that stuff. If you're cutting and doing chemicals, you would stay under cosmetology. But if you're just washing somebody's hair and blowing it out, this would exempt you from the 1,500 hours that is currently required to do that. And again, it doesn't have anything to do with cutting and chemicals and that sort of thing. It's just blow dry.
You know, I had never heard of one of those blow dry places.
You don't go there a lot?
Nope. The only time I would have to go there if I ate a good meal that I had to like a big old bucket of fried chicken, and you give me some Tabasco, then it'll start sweating a little bit, and I need to go. But other than that, no. And so when you said that, I was looking. That's why I was saying, what kind of place that is? So I could see what you're saying in that. That's and with young people, it's a few grown people probably. But a lot of young folk, they don't know how to put the makeup on. So really that's what that person is doing, is just putting it on, because if you left it to them, it might not look the way that you wanted to do it. And it is expensive if you just going to get that done and you bring in somebody who...
All right, Senator Smitherman, time's expired on the BIR. Secretary, call the previous roll if there are no objections.
No.
All right. So ordered.
Mr. Albritton. Mr. Woods.
34 ayes, no nays. The BR is adopted. Secretary, call the bill.
On page 43 of the calendar, Senate Bill number 274 by Senator Weaver and others regarding the Board of Cosmetology and Barbering.
I'd like to move for final passage using previous roll with no objection.
Any objection? Hearing none, so ordered.
Mr. Albritton. Mr. Woods.
34 ayes, no nays. SB 274 receives its third reading. Thank you, Senator Weaver. Secretary, call the next bill on the special order calendar.
On page 43 of the calendar, Senate Bill number 282 by Senator Singleton regarding manufactured homes. BR pending.
All right. Senator
Have me recognized?
Smitherman, you recognized.
All right, thank you. No, come on. I'm talking to that senator there. He would. Yeah, you on a roll? Come on, you can roll this one and roll your next one.
My business have to wait till we get off this bill, and then I'll come up.
Okay.
I have to keep between bills for me to do this.
All right. I guess I move for adoption of the BIR. It's unanimous consent. Use previous roll.
Any objection? Hearing none, so ordered.
You got amendments?
Mr. Albritton. Okay. Mr. Woods.
34 ayes, no nays. The BR is adopted. Secretary, call the bill.
On page 43 of the calendar, Senate Bill number 282 by Senator Singleton regarding manufactured homes.
Mr. President.
Senator Bell.
I have an amendment on this.
All right, desk, read and receive the amendment.
Amendment to Senate Bill number 282 by Senator Bell. Replace lines 51 through 52 on page 2 with the following.
All right, Senator Bell.
Mr. President, motion to adopt using previous rule.
Any objection? Hearing none, so ordered.
Mr. Albritton, Mr. Woods.
35 ayes, no nays. The Senator Bell amendment's adopted.
Mr. President,
Senator Smitherman.
if there's no further amendments or comments, I move for final passage as amended and unanimous consent to use the previous roll.
Any objection to using previous roll? All right, hearing none, desk call the short roll.
Mr. Albritton, Mr. Woods.
35 ayes, no nays. SB 282 receives its third reading. Thank you, Senator Smitherman.
Thank you.
Secretary, call the next bill on the special order calendar.
On page 16 of the calendar, Senate Bill number 227 by Senator Elliott regarding the Office of Occupational and Professional Licensing. BR pending.
Senator Elliott.
Mr. President, thank you very much. I'd like to move the BIR using previous roll without objection.
Any objection? Hearing none, so ordered.
Mr. Albritton, Mr. Woods.
35 ayes, no nays. The BIR is adopted. Secretary, call the bill.
On page 16 of the calendar, Senate Bill number 227 by Senator Elliott regarding the Office of Occupational and Professional Licensing.
Senator Elliott.
Mr. President, members, thank you for your patience with this bill over the last several years. We've condensed it from 800 and some odd pages to 11, which I think is a feat, and it provides really the optionality of the Secretary of Workforce to set up an executive director housed under that entity to handle the administrative functions of a board if the Sunset Committee kind of feels through the entire sunset process that a board may need help with their administrative functions or for some other reason. I believe my colleague has an amendment, and I'd be happy to discuss that with him.
All right, Senator Smitherman.
Amendment 2, Senate Bill 227 by Senator Smitherman. Replace line 285 on page 11 with the following. Replace line 289 on page 11 with the following.
All right, amendment fits.
Members, I've taken a look at this amendment. I think this fits within the current operations of the Sunset Board and would provide notice that we would provide, and so I view it as a friendly amendment. If you'd like to move, I'm ready to go unless you want to talk about it some more.
No, I can move if no other questions about it. I just move for adoption of the amendment as unanimous consent to use the previous roll.
Any objection? All right, hearing none, so ordered. Let's call the short roll.
Mr. Albritton, Mr. Woods.
35 ayes and no nays.
35 ayes, no nays. The Senator Smitherman amendment's adopted.
Mr. Chairman.
Senator Smitherman.
Yield back to the sponsor. Thank you very much, Senator.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
Senator Elliott.
Mr. President, I believe my colleague has an amendment.
All right, Senator Coleman Madison. Desk read and receive the amendment.
Amendment to Senate Bill 227 by Senator Coleman Madison. Replace line 259 on page 10 with the following.
All right, amendment fits. Senator Coleman Madison, you recognized.
As I discussed with the sponsor of the bill, this would not require the boards to come under that agency if they have everything in order and they are not having any issues. And I think since we have come down from 800 some pages to how many now?
11.
11. We've come a long way with this bill that's been expanded. And so this is something that we are learning. We want to ease into it. We want to make sure that everybody is on board. And quite frankly, if it works, we may have others requesting to come into it. But in the meantime, I don't want them to feel like they're being penalized for doing the right thing as long as they feel that they have everything under control. But as far as cost efficiency and being able to handle what they are supposed to be doing as a board without being penalized, I think this gives them that option. So I would move the amendment using previous role without objection.
I'd like to speak to the motion, please.
All right, Senator Elliott, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President. Members, what we did with Senator Smitherman's amendment basically required notice to a board that there may be a deficiency and then some time, 60-day time period to elapse for that board to address any concerns. And so I think that was reasonable. Senator, my concern with your amendment is it is replacing a section that gives the Sunset Committee, really its authority to move the board or to do something with the board. And so I think that takes something away from the Sunset Committee that currently exists. It takes some authority away from that Sunset Committee. Now, they still have to go through that whole process, but I do not, forgive me, but I do not think that that is a good idea. I want our Sunset Committee that is functioning great right now under the leadership of Senator Kelly to continue to have the options that it needs, the tools that it needs to make sure we're running it as efficiently as possible. I think it's also worth noting that moving a particular board is not necessarily a punitive thing. Far from it. It is trying to assist this board in making sure they have, whatever board, a more competent, capable, efficient administrative services. And so saying that there doesn't have to be any significant issues in order to move them, I think is problematic. And so while I was able to work with Senator Smitherman's amendment, I'm not in favor of your amendment.
Well, respectfully, sir, basically, as you know, this amendment came out of your own mouth when you said, well, if they don't want to move, and so I just came up with an amendment to put that in the form of the fact that we are not requiring them to do so, but by the mere fact that they do come before Sunset Committee and we evaluate them, if they have issues, that is going to show up. It is not, this doesn't take any power away from Sunset. Quite frankly, if there are issues that they have not resolved, that is going to come up. Sunset still, like we do right now, have the option of whether we're going to sunset or whether we're going to make some changes to the board or whether we're going to repurpose that board. This does not take away any power from Sunset. But all I'm saying is that I don't want these boards who serve, and we have some issues of getting qualified people to serve on the board to come forward. They give up their time to come and do the civic duty, and quite frankly, their ability to function is tied to the economic vitality and health of this state, because these are businesses, and of course, if they are not able to issue licensing fees, then those people would not be able to work and our economy would suffer. So I do think it's a friendly amendment. I would ask that you reconsider, because Sunset still has the power when we meet that we can recommend or do whatever, and it doesn't matter what they tell us, it's what the facts as they are presents themselves to be.
Mr. President.
Senator Elliott.
So again, respectfully, I disagree. The amendment as written says nothing in this chapter shall require a board or agency to come under the office. And Sunset currently has that ability. And so when we say nothing shall require, it strips the Sunset Committee itself of that optionality, and I don't want to do that. It also goes on to say to come under the office of board or agency if they're able to
with no significant issues per Sunset's committee recommendation. It still goes back to the fact that they have to have significant issues, and it still says as per Sunset Committee's recommendation. So this final decision or the final word is still up to the Sunset Committee. I would ask for an up or down vote.
All right, Senator Elliott, you ready to vote?
I am.
All right, desk, call the long roll on the amendment.
Mr. Albritton. Mr. Allen.
I'm giving them hand signals over there.
Mr. Barfoot.
I'm happy to say no again. I'm sorry.
Mr. Beasley. Mr. Bell. Mr. Butler. Mr. Carnley. Mr. Chambliss. Mr. Chasteen. Ms. Coleman. Ms. Coleman Madison.
Aye.
Mr. Elliott.
No.
Ms. Figures. Mr. Gavan. Mr. Gudger. Mr. Hatcher. Mr. Hovey. Mr. Jones. Mr. Kelly. Mr. Kitchens. Mr. Livingston. Mr. Melson. Mr. Orr. Mr. Price. Mr. Roberts. Mr. Sessions. Mr. Shillnut. Mr. Singleton. Mr. Smitherman. Mr. Stewart. Mr. Stutz. Mr. Wagner. Ms. Weaver. Mr. Williams. Mr. Woods.
Six ayes, 25 nays. The Senator Coleman Madison amendment fails. Thank you, Senator Coleman Madison. Senator Elliott.
Mr. President, move third reading be dispensed with and final passage of SB 227 as amended.
Using the long roll.
Using the long roll.
Desk call the long roll.
Mr. Albritton. Mr. Allen. Mr. Barfoot. Mr. Beasley. Mr. Bell. Mr. Butler. Mr. Carnley. Mr. Chambliss. Mr. Chastain. Ms. Coleman. Ms. Coleman Madison. Mr. Elliott. Ms. Figures. Mr. Gavan. Mr. Gudger. Mr. Hatcher. Mr. Hovey. Mr. Jones. Mr. Kelly. Mr. Kitchens. Mr. Livingston. Mr. Melson. Mr. Orr. Mr. Price. Mr. Roberts. Mr. Sessions. Mr. Shillnut. Mr. Singleton. Mr. Smitherman. Mr. Stewart. Mr. Stutz. Mr. Wagner. Ms. Weaver. Mr. Williams. Mr. Woods.
All right, 28 ayes, 4 nays. Senator Elliott's SB 227 receives its third reading. All right, desk call the next bill on the special order calendar.
On page 44 of the calendar, Senate Bill number 277 by Senator Bell regarding unincorporated nonprofit associations. BR pending.
Senator Bell.
Right, motion to adopt BR.
All All right, any objection?
New roll.
All right, let's call a long roll.
Mr. Albritton. Mr. Allen. Mr. Barfoot. Mr. Beasley. Mr. Bell. Mr. Butler. Mr. Carnley. Mr. Chambliss. Mr. Chasteen. Ms. Coleman. Ms. Coleman Madison. Mr. Elliott. Ms. Figures. Mr. Gavan. Mr. Gudger. Mr. Hatcher. Mr. Hovey. Mr. Jones. Mr. Kelly. Mr. Kitchens. Mr. Livingston. Mr. Melson. Mr. Orr. Mr. Price. Mr. Roberts. Mr. Sessions. Mr. Shelnut. Mr. Singleton. Mr. Smithman. Mr. Stewart. Mr. Stutz. Mr. Wagner. Ms. Weaver. Mr. Williams. Mr. Woods.
Thirty-two ayes, 1 nay. The BIR is adopted. Secretary, call the bill.
On page 44 of the calendar, Senate Bill number 277 by Senator Bell regarding unincorporated nonprofit associations. Committee amendments pending.
Senator Bell.
Mr. President, motion to adopt the committee amendment.
Using the
previous roll.
All right.
No objections.
All right. Any
One
objection
second,
to
please.
previous?
1 second.
All right, Senator Singleton, you want to speak on the motion?
Yes.
Okay, you're recognized.
My colleagues want to know a little bit more about the bill. If you could just explain what's going on, okay?
The committee amendment was one that Senator Gavan brought in committee, and I don't have it in front of me, the amendment. But what this does creates a new optional business entity structure for the digital age and is in line with the current bipartisan federal policies bringing offshore companies back to the state. It make Alabama the leader in attracting these companies while ensuring they regulate it and pay taxes here in Alabama. That's what the bill does.
This is the one that bringing the news dealing with the crypto.
Correct.
Okay, yeah, I'm familiar with what it does.
Okay.
So it sets up a new, like a LLC. Yeah, just set up a new LLC for those that are using crypto or any other factors of dollars that are
the blockchain type technology.
The blockchain thing. And this is, I understand that this has already been vetted by our SEC.
Correct. They have put a lot of hours into
Amanda Sen has looked at this because there was a problem in the state. This bill helps correct some of the things.
I think makes the people actually put structure here, and it gives the structure that we don't currently have.
And this can offer new economic development in our state based on what this has done.
Possibly, yes, sir.
Yes, it's possible. Because I understand other states are already doing it.
Yes, sir.
And yeah, I do. I met with the lobbyists who handled this bill and got a better understanding about this bill this morning. And I support what they're doing. And it just sets up another structure to be able to bring in another LLC type of situation.
Yes,
And it has to be vetted, go through the Secretary of State. The Secretary of State have to issue just like they would do any other corporation.
Right.
Okay.
All right. Motion to adopt the committee amendment.
Committee amendment.
Previous roll, no objection.
And what did the committee? I'm sorry. What did
that's what I just handed you. Just
Oh,
made
this the one here.
Just made
Okay.
a quick technical revision.
All right. Yeah, because this is the one that allows, because I understand that some folks thought there was some backdoor to gaming or something like that. I understand. I'm with you on that. Gotcha. I'm with you.
All right, you asked for previous roll.
Short row, no objection.
Any objection? Hearing none, so ordered.
Mr. Albritton. Mr. Woods.
32 ayes, 1 nay. The committee amendment is adopted. Now we're on the bill.
President, motion to adopt bill, previous row, no objection. Oh, we got another. Oh, motion to adopt the other committee amendment, sorry.
All
No
right.
objection,
Any
previous
objection
roll.
to previous roll on the committee amendment?
Hold up a second.
All right. All right. Senator Singleton, do you want to speak to the motion?
We good.
All right.
All right. Any objection to previous roll? Hearing none, so ordered.
Mr. Albritton. Mr. Woods.
32 ayes, 1 nay. The second committee amendment is adopted. Senator
Mr.
Bell?
President, motion to adopt bill, previous row, no objection.
Any objection? Hearing none, desk call the short roll.
Mr. Albritton. Mr. Woods.
32 ayes, 1 nay. SB 277 receives its third reading. Thank you, Senator Bell. Desk call the next bill on the special order calendar.
On page 22 of the calendar, Senate Bill number 182 by Senator Coleman regarding the Advanced Technology and Data Exchange Fund. BR pending.
Sure, I know it.
All right, Senator Coleman.
I can move.
All right, Senator Singleton.
Move for the BR use the previous roll without objection, please.
Any objection to previous roll? Hearing none, so ordered.
Senator Roberts. Mr. Albritton. Mr. Woods.
Thirty-two ayes, 1 nay. The BR is adopted. Secretary, call the bill.
Page 22 of the calendar, Senate Bill number 182 by Senator Coleman regarding the Advanced Technology and Data Exchange Fund.
All right, Senator Singleton.
Mr. President, I move for third reading be dispensed with use of previous roll without objection.
Any objection? Hearing none, so ordered.
Mr. Albritton. Mr. Woods.
33 ayes, no nays. SB 182 receives its third reading. Thank you, Senator Singleton. Secretary, call the next bill on the special order calendar.
On page 21 of the calendar, Senate Bill 222 by Senator Allen regarding motor vehicles. BR pending.
Mr. President.
Senator Allen.
Yes, sir. This piece of legislation, SB 222, deals with keeping big, heavy trucks off the Alabama highways that uses the automated systems, autonomous vehicles, and the other thing, it brings some clarity to exactly what this says, and with no other discussion, I move the passage of the BR use previous roll.
Any objection to previous roll? Hearing none, so ordered.
Mr. Albritton. Mr. Woods.
33 ayes, no nays. The BR is adopted. Secretary, call the bill.
On page 21 of the calendar, Senate Bill number 222 by Senator Allen regarding motor vehicles.
Mr. President.
Senator Allen.
Again, this piece of legislation to prohibit any oversized, overweight vehicle from being operated by any automated type system in this state as far as Alabama highways. And I move the approval of using the previous. You got it.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
All right, Senator Singleton, you recognize.
So are we talking about any AI-driven kind of vehicles? So when you say oversized vehicles operated automated driving system, so are you saying that somebody got to be in the vehicle?
Certainly, and no use of an automated system at all. In other words, that system must be turned off in that vehicle if they're coming through Alabama. Yes, sir.
I don't see. I don't understand that. Then can it help me understand that automated system?
All right. So currently, there is, some automobiles.
Okay, I got an automobile that says that I can put on my cruise control.
Right.
So you're saying I can't use cruise control in Alabama anymore?
Okay, your
That's
vehicle,
automotive.
Your vehicle's fine. It's just a oversized, heavy transfer trucks, 18-wheelers, the big heavy trucks are the ones that we're speaking of.
So they can't use any kind of automated system, no cruise control coming through the state of Alabama.
Yes, sir.
Question is, how can we tell?
That's
just because you
that's another
lock in on me at 70 miles per hour and I'm driving down the road at 70 miles per hour for 50 miles, then is that an assumption that it is? Or, I'm just questioning, how can we tell? Unless there's an accident or something, and then they go in and they look, or if they're able to tell then it was locked into cruise control and the person might have fell asleep because it was locked into cruise control.
I think your assessment is pretty point on, actually. But there again, we just need to go into the code and make sure that big, heavy trucks does not have an automated systems.
So are we having a problem with this in the state?
Well, I don't think that's the case. I think that we do not want to.
So you're getting proactive
to prohibit. Yes, sir. Be proactive. Yes, sir.
You're getting proactive.
Yes, sir.
I guess I don't know. Has the Trucking Association said anything to you? Because we're talking about something that affects interstate commerce. So you can come through the state of Alabama, you can go out of Georgia, and you can do it, but when you come in the state of Alabama, then you can't do it, but then you get into Mississippi, you can do it again. I'm not sure that there's an interstate commerce question here in terms of whether or not the laws are totally different. Now, we can have different speed limits and what have you going through certain areas of it, but everybody have adjustment doing that. And so there's a uniformity there. I don't know. I don't practice law in that. I don't practice law at all, so I don't understand what the Interstate Commerce Code says about that. But that brings back the question to me whether or not it would be against interstate commerce law to say that Alabama can say you can use it, because now I got this, because the manufacturer has built this in my vehicle, right? And it's almost like, I go back to that filtering bill on what they were doing with now when if they got to take it. So you're saying that it's in your truck. When you're in Georgia, you can turn it on if you want it, but when you cross the Alabama line, you need to click it off.
Yeah. This piece of legislation comes from ALDOT. Okay. And
so this coming from ALDOT.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is not just Gerald being proactive about a piece. So ALDOT see this could potentially be a problem.
It's a public safety issue. Yes, sir.
Our Department of Transportation can see this. And I guess I would still want to ask somebody from ALDOT, how would you know? I guess I would want to, I would still have that question. And, I'm not trying to hold up your legislation. No. And I would still probably ask ALDOT that question, how would you know if somebody is using that or not? Because if I'm using it, and even if I get stopped by state troopers, all I got to do is knock it off. By the time they climb up in the truck, it doesn't show that it's on. They have no way. And what is the penalty if we do have it on? If it does happen?
I don't think that is listed in this piece.
So there's no penalty?
I don't think there's I don't think the bill lists the penalty.
I hadn't looked at the bill. So if the bill doesn't list a penalty, then why would I worry about whether or not there's a piece of law in Alabama that says that I should turn it on or off. I just do it if I want to. If you stop me, you can't, you don't have a right to give me a ticket for it. All you're doing is saying that it's against the law. It doesn't say that if in fact I is that I will be issued a citation. If I were you, if I wanted to do this, I would take this bill before we pass it and at least put a penalty in it, which would give it more strength. If take this at the call of the chair. You can get with DOT, put a penalty in it, and bring it back up. If not today, bring it back up tomorrow.
Mr. President,
Senator Allen.
I'm going to carry the bill over the call of the chair and work on an amendment.
All right. Any objection?
Yeah, look at the penalty side of it. Because I don't understand why would we just pass a piece of law that mean nothing.
All right. The bill's carried over to the call of the chair.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Senator Singleton.
Thank you, Mr.
Senator
President.
Allen. All right. Secretary, call the next bill on the special order calendar.
On page 27 of the calendar, Senate Bill number 106 by Senator Butler and others regarding jury service.
Senator Butler, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move adoption of BIR using previous rule.
Any objection? Hearing none, so ordered.
Mr. Albritton. Mr. Woods.
33 ayes, no nays. The BR is adopted. Secretary, call the bill.
On page 27 of the calendar, Senate Bill number 106 by Senators Butler and others regarding jury service.
Senator Butler.
Thank you, Mr. President. Members of the Senate, this bill just allows someone over the age of 80 to apply to the court for exemption from jury duty. Move third reading, reading at length be dispensed with. Previous rule.
Any objection?
I have just a question. Again, I think I told you last year I carried this bill, a same and similar bill, and I had it at the age of like 72 years of age, 70, 72. And what I was told by a bar association here in the state of Alabama, that they really didn't want to do, they wanted to leave it up to the discretion of the judges to let people in or out of their jury service duty. And so if they haven't said anything to you at 80, then I'm fine with it. But they told me they would rather we not do a bill and just leave that up to the discretion of the judges in terms of what their excuses were, and they will opt them out as they already do now.
Senator Singleton, they hadn't said anything to me, but looking at the history of it, those guys are a lot older now.
I understand. I was trying to get them, I was trying to get us out at 70, 72, but they told me, but they said, hey, you're right, 80 need to be, exempt. I'm with you on that, okay? So maybe that's why they're not saying anything, because they realize that maybe 80 need to be out also.
The next bill I bring will be 85.
Okay, I will. Well, I'm not fighting you on it. I was just curious that they didn't say anything to you about it, because they came to me last year and I just kind of took it off the calendar because they told me they wanted to come up with their own solution for it. That's all.
Hopefully you and I can have this same conversation at 90.
At 90, yeah. Well, you and I won't be arriving at 90 at the same time, but wherever you get 90, wherever I am, I hope we have that conversation.
Thank you, Senator.
No problem.
Mr. President, I move third reading, reading that length be dispensed with. Previous roll.
Any objection to the previous roll? I hear none, so ordered.
Mr. Albritton. Mr. Woods.
33 ayes, no nays. SB 106 receives its third reading. Thank you, Senator Butler. Secretary, call the next bill on the special order calendar.
On page 11 of the calendar, Senate Bill number 87 by Senator Albritton regarding civil procedure. BIR pending.
Senator Albritton.
Mr. President, move for passage of the BIR using previous rule without objection.
Any objection? Hearing none, so ordered.
Mr. Albritton. Mr. Woods.
33 ayes, no nays. The BIR is adopted. Secretary, call the bill.
On page 11 of the calendar, Senate Bill number 87 by Senator Albritton regarding civil procedure. Committee amendment pending.
Senator Albritton.
Mr. President, I move for adoption of the amendment using previous rule without objection.
Any objection? Hearing none, so ordered.
Mr. Albritton. Mr. Woods.
33 ayes, no nays. The committee amendment is adopted. All right, Senator Albritton, we're on the bill.
Thank you, Mr. President. This is a simple bill. It simply provides a means so that real estate appraisers, which is a licensed professional in Alabama, has some protections for civil suits. So it gives them a 5-year civil suit protection. After 5 years, you can't bring a civil suit. That's all it does. And if there's no questions, I'd move for final passage, third reading without using previous rule without objection.
Question.
All right, Senator Singleton.
So the 5 years start when?
5 years will start at the time of the date of the appraisal.
Of the date of the appraisal.
Correct.
So they start the appraisal on February 24th. They do the appraisal February 24th. And if I find out that there's a fraudulent appraisal, I got 2026. So I got 5 years from that date to bring an action against them.
No, sir, because this does not cover fraudulent claims.
Okay, so what claims does it?
This would be in case if there was a claim that they made an error on the
Okay, there's an
appraisal,
error on the appraisal.
or if the value was determined to be or argued was incorrect or something else of that nature.
So if my property was valued at $200,000, they only said $150,000.
Exactly. But with the market, real estate markets,
It
sometimes
fluctuates.
It fluctuates so much, and now, and we've had instances where an appraisal was done, and 10 years later something occurs, and a lawsuit has been brought, or 8 years later, or whatever.
There's no statute of limitation now?
None, absolutely
So you're
none.
putting one on for the very first time versus bringing it down or moving it up?
Exactly.
Okay.
Renew my motion, using previous rule without objection.
Any objection? All right, hearing none, so ordered.
Mr. Albritton. Mr. Woods.
33 ayes, no nays. SB 87 receives its third reading. Thank you, Senator Albritton.
Thank you.
Secretary, call the next bill on the special order calendar.
On page 37 of the calendar, Senate Bill number 216 by Senator Carnley regarding the state military. BR pending.
Senator Carnley.
Thank you, Mr. President. Request passage of the BIR using previous role, no objection.
Any objection? Hearing none, so ordered.
Mr. Albritton. Mr. Woods.
33 ayes, no nays. The BR is adopted. Secretary, call the bill.
On page 37 of the calendar, Senate Bill number 216 by Senator Carnley regarding the state military.
Senator Carnley.
Yes, Mr. President. This is a bill that we worked on with Alabama State Military Department, and what the bill does is just clarifies orders and procedures for the awards that are given and defines like these are the awards that the governor gives, these are the awards that the adjutant general gives, just to give some clarity there and to define what those awards are for, to really give them more prestige. And so that's what the essence of the bill is.
You know, Mr. President, so, when I first looked at this bill, I thought that this was one of these situations where y'all were giving an award to the wrong person, or you gave somebody an award that didn't deserve it and you're just trying to make it. But I'm glad you made this clarification in terms of the governors versus the military themselves.
Yes, sir.
Okay, no problem.
Yep. All right, no other questions, Mr. President. Request final passage using previous role, no objection.
Any objection?
So you don't want to be...
All right, hearing none, so ordered.
Mr. Albritton. Mr. Woods.
33 ayes, no nays. SB 216 receives its third reading. Thank you, Senator Carnley.
Thank you, Mr. President.
All right, Senator Allen, you're recognized.
Mr. President, we call for the chair, SB 222.
Yes, Senator Allen.
Yes, sir. The call of the chair on SB 222.
All right, is there any objection? All right, call the bill.
On page 21 of the calendar, Senate Bill number 222 by Senator Allen regarding motor vehicles. BR pending.
Mr. President.
Senator Allen.
I'm here to be corrected as far as the language of the bill, and this deals with vehicles that has no driver in it. So we're going to prohibit any trucks that does not have a driver is prohibited on the highways in Alabama. And so with that being said, I'm going to let my colleague across the way understand what we're speaking of.
Senator Singleton, you're recognized to dialogue on the bill.
Yeah. Well, now that I have a better understanding, I think it's about the automated vehicles with no drivers. And I can understand where we are. It's not just having a automated product in your car like a speed control, but we're talking about the AI driving vehicles, and it's only for those vehicles that are 18-wheelers and over. I know the first automated driver was out Midwest somewhere where Budweiser sent a truckload of beer 144 miles with no driver.
That's right.
And that was one of the first one to go, but it has some police escorts besides. So you're saying that DOT is saying that before you come in the state of Alabama, you must have a driver under the wheel.
Yes, sir. That's it. Mr. President, if there are no further questions, I move to use the previous roll without objection.
Any objection? All right, hearing none, so ordered.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Albritton, Mr. Woods.
33 ayes, no nays. SB 222 receives its third reading. Thank you, Senator Allen. Secretary, call the next bill on the special order calendar.
On page 39 of the calendar, Senate Bill number 273 by Senator Orr regarding crimes and offenses. BR opinion.
Senator Orr.
Thank you, Mr. President. Move adoption of BR using previous roll.
Any objection to previous roll? Hearing none, so ordered.
Mr. Albritton, Mr. Woods.
33 ayes, no nays. BR is adopted. Secretary, call the bill.
On page 39 of the calendar, Senate Bill number 273 by Senator Orr regarding crimes and offenses.
Senator Orr.
Mr. President, I'd move third reading using the previous roll.
Any objection? Hearing none, so ordered.
Mr. Albritton, Mr. Woods.
33 ayes, no nays. SB 273 receives its third reading. Thank you, Senator Orr. This concludes the special order calendar. Senator Barfoot, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd move SB 240 was carried over the call of chair, and I'd move to bring that back up.
Is there any objection? All right, desk call the bill.
On page 28 of the calendar, Senate Bill number 240 by Senator Barfoot regarding parole.
Senator Barfoot.
Thank you, Mr. President. Members, we may have remembered we started the calendar off today with this SB 240. We had some discussion about it. Senator Singleton has identified an issue that I'm grateful of. We want to try to correct, and I'll let him explain his amendment. I believe he's going to offer, and I'd urge the body to vote in favor of it.
Senator Singleton.
Yes, Mr. President. There are some issues that between the Department of Correction and the Department of Parole in terms of who can control those particular areas and bodies with their tech. And so Partner Parole wants to be able to do it and to make sure that there's cooperation between them and the Department of Correction. So this amendment just basically say that they shall cooperate together to make sure that it happens, that even if we cannot get the video up, and if there is a signal or something that may go wrong, then we can still do it by video conference, telephone, or other communications. That's what basically it says.
And I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe that amendment, does it also, the implementation date, does it?
Yes, it moved the implementation date back to March 1, 2027, right, which gives them an opportunity to work something out together and get it done. Yes.
Thank you for working on that with me, Senator.
Senator Barfoot.
I believe
we'll get to offer it. I'd like to offer the amendment.
All right, desk read and receive the amendment.
Amendment to Senate Bill 240 by Senator Singleton. Replace lines 51 through 53 on page 2 with the following.
All right, the amendment fits. Senator Singleton.
Yes, I would like to offer the amendment, use the previous roll without objection.
Any objection? Hearing none, so ordered.
Mr. Albritton, Mr. Woods.
33 ayes, no nays. The Senator Singleton amendment is adopted. Senator Barfoot.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd move for final passage of SB 240 using previous roll as amended.
Any objection? Hearing none, so ordered. Mr.
Albritton, Mr. Woods.
Thank you.
33 ayes, no nays. SB 240 receives its third reading. Thank you, Senator Barfoot. All right, Des, call up the first House message.
Message from the House. Mr. President, the House of Representatives has originated and passed the following House bill and ordered same sent forthwith to the Senate without engrossment. House Bill number 360 by Representative Sells and others relating to taxation is referred to the Committee on Finance and Taxation Education. Signed, John Treadwell, Clerk.
All right.
Mr. President,
Pro Tem Gudger.
I have a bill that I need to recommit, please, sir.
All right. Where would you like it to
go? F&TE.
All right. All those in favor of recommitting say aye. All opposed? All right, the ayes have it.
Thank you. I have another bill I'd like to recommit, please, sir.
All right, desk receive the bill. All right. All those in favor say aye. Opposed?
Senate Bill number 235 is re-referred to the Committee on Finance and Taxation Education.
All right, Pro Tem Gudger.
Thank you, Mr. President. I think it's a wrap up for the day. I want to say thank you to everybody. Whoop.
Sorry, just a minute.
Senate Bill number 236 is re-referred to the Committee on Finance, Taxation, and Education.
Okay. Sorry, Pro Tem Gudger.
Mr. President, not a worries. We are making sure we stay with the rules. There's no doubt about that. Having said that, we have a wrap up for today. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for taking time and the debate going back and forth. I think we had a good day. I just want to commend Senator Elliott. He has been working on an occupational license bill for years, and so this is about his fourth year to be able to do that. He's not in the chamber, but I know that he can probably be hearing us on his microphone in his office, but just want to give him a round of applause real quick for that. Having said that, ladies and gentlemen, we're making a motion to adjourn until 3 p.m. Wednesday, February 25th.
All right, you've heard the motion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? All right, the Senate stands adjourned.
Thank you, Mr. President.